Hello, and welcome back to When Winter Ends. Happy, Merry Christmas holidays. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. What did you get? Tell me in the comment section below what you guys get. I am so excited today. I am so happy. I'm spending time with family, and it is just wonderful. And I'm trying to spend time with you guys. So if you guys want me to start updating y'all, take some pictures and post them on YouTube, I absolutely will, so you guys can see it. I don't have many pictures to post, but I will post as many as I can. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We're gonna go ahead and go get the last two endings because it's four endings. We got two endings last time, so we're gonna get the last ones, which I'm sure it's gonna be no because we had hit yes in the last ones. You awoke to a familiar darkness, the sound of the wind threatening to pull you back into slumber, but the echoing sounds of a door slamming shut surprises you. You go from the resting spot and decide to follow the noise. Oh, so we're doing the view of Neva? Oh, I hope that's her name. Or Nivea? Neva? I'm trying to remember. Um, this used to be a living room. So left aside from broken chairs and dead fireplace. Probably used to be warm in here. This is the living room. I thought this was the kitchen. They said the kitchen. Oh, that's cute. I didn't. I just hovered over him. He just kind of kind of. Okay, that's kind of awesome. Further down the hall, you see someone slumping down by the door, cold and exhausted. They have yet to notice you here. Um, call out to them. We're probably gonna scare them. Hello? Oh yeah, we scared him. The person jumped in surprise. Are you okay? Yeah. I mean, no. Sorry. I'm a bit of a mess right now. You caught me by surprise. I didn't expect someone to still be living here. Do you mind if I stay here till the storm ends? I don't think I'll survive out there. You look at the storm outside and you think for a little bit. Um, oh boy, this is mean. I'm gonna say I don't know, but it's just for content. It's just for the content, y'all. I, I don't know. Letting a stranger break into my house and stay like this is a little, ah, fair enough, I suppose. Still, won't you consider it? I don't think I would survive out there. I'll leave when the storm ends. And I won't make a mess, I promise. Um, this is for the content, okay? Because I promise that me personally, I would probably let him stay. But this is for the content, okay? Nothing. Haha, I see. Sorry for intruding, truly. Wait, it says image, human nerve. Oh, I think something didn't load properly. That's okay. Sometimes making games you make mistakes, and I don't even think this might be a mistake on their end. This might be just a mistake in the game. Just I mean, hopefully, creator, if you see this, this is what happened on my end. I hope I'll make it to the next town over. You watch as they pack up their things and leave. The roaring of the winds as the door opens tells you how cold it was. You feel sorry, but you are more uncomfortable with a stranger staying here. You hope they'll make it to the next town over, but you know they probably never made it. The door closes behind them, followed by silence. Bad end one. Oh no. You've doomed a stranger to their untimely end. The guilt will follow you for some time. Perhaps you should have been kinder. Well, okay. I didn't know we can get bad ends in here. I thought it was just gonna be she's gonna say, well, whatever, fine, you can stay, type of thing, even though I didn't say anything. Or he'd be like, I tell you what, or just lead off into something else. I didn't think I was gonna kill the man. Well, now I feel really crappy. Let's go get another ending. So instead of calling out to him, I'm going to approach him. You slowly approach the other person, slowly. They seemed to notice that you were approaching, but was too weak to move. Are you okay? Sorry for intruding like this. Thought I could make it to the next village before the storm, but I guess I was wrong. Would you mind if I stayed here for a little while? You look at the storm outside and you think for a little bit. Alright, sure. You probably wouldn't survive out there anyway.
Just don't make a mess.
They bow at you gratefully and watch as they sort out their belongings. You cannot help but be curious of the person before you. Um, where did you come from? Well, the mountains, I guess. And well, before the village, I was staying at the village southwest of here. I was planning on staying until spring comes, though.
Uh, I meant. Oh, no, never mind.
This person seems a little dense, but that's fine. You don't really care where he's from. After all, you will soon part ways. You scrutinized the intruder. He appeared to be a little cold. It's kind of chilly in here, huh? Aren't you cold?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. So it's a little different, I guess. It's telling the side of the story of Nivea or Neva. I don't remember her name, and correct me respectfully in the comment section. But it's telling her side of the story instead of his side of the story. And again, if you want to see his side of the story, there is a part one before this. So
No, not really.
ha 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 ha. No way you're not cold, ma'am. Well, I'm a little cold. Do you have something that might help? You think of what you could offer him. Uh, blankets? I guess.
Would you like a blanket? There should be a few upstairs that I can lend you.
He looks at you hopefully. Yes, please. Thank you. You quickly go upstairs and grab some blankets. There were 2 blankets in your room. The first is an old patched up linen blanket filled with cotton. The other one is a thick knitted wool blanket. You decide to give him the linen blanket, I guess. Afraid that he would unravel the blanket, you decide to give him the linen one instead. It should be able to keep him warm. You return with the blanket to find that the poor guy curled up on the sofa trying to stay warm. You hand him the blanket, which he accepts graciously. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the trouble. You nod slightly. You watch him for a little bit, but he still seems to be struggling with the cold. It's probably unavoidable that you have to get a fire going. You decide to look for materials to build a fire in the living room, I guess. Okay, so I'm assuming it's the same thing. We got to get some stuff off the thing. You notice the reef, and let's keep going. So it is a little different when you click on this. As you examine the picture frames, you feel a little bad using it as firewood. You take apart the painting and break the frame into pieces for kindling. You set aside the canvas within to keep. So it's a little different. I think it said you set aside the canvas or something else besides that, but it was just a little bit different. I just wanted to show you guys that. You come back with several items that may be useful for starting a fire.
Do you think that you can make a fire with these?
Oh, yes, I think so. He takes a look at the items you brought and looks at them doubtfully. This picture frame, is it really okay to use this? You take one last glance at the broken paintings.
It's fine. It's not like we can fix it. I barely remember what's on them.
Oh, well, I think my character just lied. I think Neva just lied because, if I'm not mistaken, she described the picture to me when I asked her to paint it. So she described the picture to me before. You looked away. It honestly feels bad having to use the painting as fuel. But there was not much else you could use. You also didn't want to deal with another possible dead body. I'm sorry. Another possible dead body? How many of them do you have around here? I'm gonna have to do some digging in this game. If you just let the poor person freeze. You hear him break apart the objects. You watch as he goes through his inventory. He carries the items to the old destitute fireplace. And you watch as he sets up the small bonfire. He starts by setting up the tinder in the center of the fireplace, and then carefully placing the bigger stick around and over it, like a tent. You never really had to make one before, and so you watched him with great interest. He then takes out a small box. Inside lies a few sticks with a bright red edge. He strikes it against the box, and then a fire appears, as if out of thin air. He catches you watching intently. What is it?
No, sorry. I didn't realize that's how you build a fire.
You've never built a fire like this?
Never learned to.
How did you stay warm before this? So I guess they're showing you kind of also what was supposed to, I guess, to be said at this time, because you did have options to say this. I was just saying random stuff though.
Well, it's not that cold for me.
Wow. It's a literal blizzard outside, and you're telling me you don't feel cold enough to light a fire? You shrug. Well, you seem quite interested. Shall I teach you the basics? Sure. Well, you watched me make a fire. Shall we review a little? You start a fire, you'll need a few things. It's obvious thing that you'll need is fuel. Indeed. Some sort of fuel would be needed to keep the fire going. We already know this though, okay? Firewood is one of them. Okay, so this is all the same. This is all the same, so I'm going to skip past it. So we're going to ask him, you're not from around here, are you? Indeed I am not. I'm only here until spring to observe some flowers that are near here.
Are you studying the flowers?
Indeed.
So where did you come from?
I'm from abroad, really. Just here to finish my studies. It is technically the holidays, but it's been hard to return home right now, which is why I'm trying to use this time to do other things instead.
You can't return home?
Yeah, traveling abroad has been kind of rough. I probably could go back home, but I'm unsure about being able to return here later.
Is that something you'd be worried about? Isn't it better to be home along with your family right now?
Well, I do miss them, but this is a difficult opportunity to come by. And they've been supportive of me going here. I can't disappoint them by returning empty-handed.
I see. That's rough. I guess there are perks to living alone.
You really live in this place alone?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get lonely? This house is pretty big for one person. How did you end up here anyway?
What do you mean? I grew up here.
He looked at you confused.
I used to have more people here though, but it's only me now.
Well, considering the state of this place, why don't you leave as well? You think to yourself for a little while. What is it that binds you to this place? This place was home. I mean, so far that's what it sounds like with her, is that she thinks that this place is still like the place where everybody's going to show up to one day and they're not showing up. So that's what it's sad, but that's what it feels like. And that's usually what happens. Your family grows up and then y'all grow apart.
Where else would I go? This is the place I call home for so long. I know it doesn't look like it, but it used to be warm and welcoming.
That's fair enough, I guess. I sort of relate to that, except I'm unable to go home and all. But still, this place is quite literally falling apart. It's not safe here, is it? Would it be better to move? It's not like you can't return here. And perhaps maybe you can get someone to help fix this place. I don't know. You consider it for a moment.
It won't be the same though.
This place is no longer the place you knew and loved before either, right? You sigh. You knew he had a point, but it was hard to accept that this place is already ruined. You turned your eyes to the fireplace, the flames slowly consuming the timber beneath.
Hey, why don't you try to come with me to the village when the storm ends? Maybe we'll find someone who can fix the roof too. At least you'll be able to be more livable and comfortable then. What do you think?
Huh. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It might be nice to leave this place once in a while. Okay, so I think what happened in that last part is I think that it was supposed to be the traveler talking, and it got confused with the actual person talking, so forgive me.
I wonder though, have you ever thought of leaving this place? I have, not gonna lie, especially since there's not much left here. It's easier said than done, I guess.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah.
Oh, by the way, here. He hands you a rolled up canvas. Seems to be a painting that you took down before. I thought you might want to keep it. Oh, thank you. If I may ask, what was the painting? If you remember, that is. Oh, it was a portrait of me and my loved ones. Now I barely remember what it was like then, mostly how warm it was. I think we used to celebrate the winter solstice. We'd make wreaths and sit around the fire and tell stories. And then when spring equinox came, we'd celebrate again. We'd go out and admire the newly bloomed flowers. The forest would be covered in these delicate and droopy white flowers. When was the last time I did that?
Droopy white flowers? Could you be talking about snowdrops?
Is that what it's called?
He laughs. Oh, what fate. That's the flower I've been looking for.
Huh. How strange. But why are you looking for it?
They've been on the decline recently. People taking away the bulbs and selling for commercial use.
Oh, that's unfortunate. No wonder I haven't seen them around during the last few years. I sort of wish to see them again.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, quite a few of them are still around. If you decide to join me when winter ends, we could go see them perhaps. Say, I've been wondering though, do you get lonely living alone out here? Maybe it's because I'm used to being around people, but I can't imagine living out here alone in this desolated house. So, I get why he's asking, because I'm used to living with a whole bunch of people, but for years now I have not lived with a whole bunch of people, but I still get that feeling like I want people around. But it's like you enjoy your lonesome when you're by yourself, but every now and again you do crave, a little human interaction. And I guess that's why I kind of picked up on YouTube and stuff, because, kind of gives me that mild human interaction that you crave so much, because you guys are like my family and y'all talk to me and I talk to y'all and stuff. Now, every now and again y'all don't, but I mean, so it has been a 50-50 way. Like sometimes y'all do, sometimes y'all don't, but it's like it gives you the mildest of interaction. But I think sometimes you just crave a little more, like a human touch, a hug, a kiss or something like that. So I get it why he would ask that, because if you go from living with a whole bunch of people to living alone, for me it was a drastic change. It took me a while to get used to it, and now I am definitely used to it. But I can't imagine living out here alone in this sorry, I already read this. Even I get lonely traveling here alone. You think about it a little bit. Is it lonely out here alone? It does get lonely.
To be honest, it does get a little lonely, but leaving is so difficult.
How so? Can't you just leave? Sorry, that came out rather insensitive, didn't it? I still can't help but to be a little worried. This place doesn't protect you from the elements. It doesn't keep you warm. It barely serves you anymore. I don't really understand why you'd stay. It's not as if you couldn't bring the things you love with you, and it seems like none of your loved ones are here. Could you really call this place home then?
You're right. No one I cared about lives here anymore. And there's really nothing keeping me here. At least, nothing I can just bring along. But I don't know where to go if I'm not here. What would you do if the people you cared about aren't around anymore?
Well, if it were me, I don't think I'd ever lack things to care about. I'd find someone or something else to care about. There's plenty of things out there I can come to love. I think I can always find a new place to call home. You mull over his words for a little, and frown. But you're not going home either. Yeah, that's true. It's not like I don't want to go home though, but it's difficult right now. I do miss my lover waiting back home, and I definitely miss my fur babies.
Fur? Babies?
My pets. My lover and I have 2 dogs and a cat. I haven't seen them in a while, but I still receive letters and photographs from home.
Photographs?
Jesus, how long have you been stuck out here in the middle of nowhere with Eustace Banks? Indeed, in the end, I want to return home to them as soon as possible. But there's still something I need to do here.
That's easy coming from someone like you, with a place to return to and all.
Well, what's stopping you from making one for yourself? If you fix this place up a little bit and make it suit to your liking, this can be a place that you truly call home. It doesn't even have to be this house too, if you find a place has too many unpleasant memories. I'd argue that any place that makes you feel comfortable and happy could be home. Even better if you could find someone to share it with. Say, what's your favorite color? Your favorite animal? What's something you want to see? Those are plenty of things you can do to make this place feel a little more comfy. Regardless, this home doesn't have to be the same place as the one in your memories to make you happy. You did mention wanting to see the snowdrops, didn't you? If we get a permit to grow them, you can plant them and see them easily from the windows. Wouldn't that be nice?
I suppose I'd been too caught up in my nostalgia, and I've been afraid to make changes to this place. I guess I was afraid of moving things that were precious to someone else, and I was afraid of losing what I had before. Not that they're still around. I guess I'm afraid of letting things go. But thinking about it, I don't even know why I decided to stay here. I don't think there are many things left here that can make me happy. I want to rebuild this place. I want to find a new home. Oh man. I want to rebuild this place. Even if I can't imagine myself leaving this place, I want to call this place my home again. I want to rebuild this place. I want to fill it with things that make me smile. Talking about this makes me feel strangely calm. You can't help but yawn. It's too warm and cozy to feel otherwise. You wonder if you'll be alright dealing with the cold once the fire dies out. It would be hard to adjust to the biting cold once you felt the warmth again. I guess there is plenty of things I'll need to do when the storm ends.
It's going to be quite busy, huh?
Yes, but I'm looking forward to it, I guess. I hope the storm ends soon. I hope I'll be able to sort everything out soon. And then when winter ends, I can see the snowdrop bloom.
Yeah, I would love to see that as well. No, look at his smile. They're so cute. You watch the fire die off into embers and find yourself dozing off. The sound of the wind and the crackling logs luring you to sleep. You awaken to a familiar blanket draped over you. You look around to find yourself alone in the living room. Looks like he cleaned up the living room or something, or she cleaned up the living room. Okay, alright, thank you for being a good guest. The warm sunlight hits your skin as the dawn breaks over the horizon. You get up from the armchair, stretching as you stand, and folded the blankets that were draped over you. You spot him through the window, crouching in the snow some distance away from the house. Feeling determined, you approach him. He does not seem to notice.
Oh, hello?
Ah, you surprised me. So, have you decided to come along?
Yes. Regardless, I'll need to head to the village. I guess I'll figure out what to do from there. But what are you doing?
Oh, well, looking for snowdrop bulbs.
I see.
I did find a few a little further in, but quite a number of them were damaged by the storm.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but the remaining ones, I'm sure they'll do just fine once the winter ends.
Yeah, I hope so.
Anyway, enough of the ramblings. Shall we head off now?
Of course.
He offers his hand and you take it. You descend the mountains, both afraid and excited for what comes next. Okay. I think that was, I'm going to go back through. I think that was 2 endings, so I think that's all 4 endings, but I'm going to go back through and see if I can find another one real quick. Okay, I went through like 4 times, so I guess there was only those 4 endings. It's like 1 bad ending and then 3 endings you can get. So those are all the 4 endings. If not, please, creator or someone who's played this game before, let me know. But thank you guys so much. I'm sorry for the breakup of this and stuff. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Christmas and happy holidays to everybody. Peace and love. I love each and every one of you guys. Bye.